Some music. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Good morning for people in Japan. Good afternoon for people in New Zealand, and probably in no, New Zealand is the biggest country that's having the afternoon on the 29th of September, actually. Hello everyone, wherever you are. We're gonna do some exercise for the knee pain or prevention of the knee pain. So prepare yourself with a foam roller or even a wine bottle, water bottle, and also we're gonna need the chair today. It's a 30-minute low impact exercise, and then I'm gonna start with explaining why and how you have or you might have knee pain in the future. I'm gonna wait for a little bit more for more people to join. Hello, hello. And I'm gonna show you this anatomy image. Then, looks like I'm getting ready for this, right? Let me know if my voice is not clear, especially, and then if the music is too loud, let me know. Any questions I'll be receiving anytime. This one. Let me see. Yes. Give me a sec, I'll be back in a minute. There you go. This. So the knee pain happens because of the let's look at this side. So you can see all those muscles are covering this knee joint, and then if you turn this around, there are even more muscles covering the knee joint. So if you have at the beginning or during the session or even after the session, lots of people feel the knee pain here, and it's quite sharp pain when you step on it. I'm going to turn it down a bit. So, what you have to do when you have knee pain is not to take care of just this part, but it's actually this part. So your quads are working a lot harder than it's supposed to be. That's why it's having the inflammation and it's causing the knee pain. And then so we're gonna do releasing this part, but we're gonna think about why this part is working harder than it's supposed to be. That is because of actually the hip muscles. Sitting on a chair for a long time, glute muscles, those hip muscles starts kind of sleeping, they become less active. So when you actually stand up, it's this muscles that's working a lot harder. So what we're gonna do today is the first part is the releasing quads, overworking muscles. And then we're gonna move the hip joints afterwards, so your hip muscles can be more active. And then we're gonna activate the glute, those hip muscles a little bit more. So when you're sitting on the chair, you can see there's ligaments surrounding the hip joints. There's so many different ligaments in there. And then this joint is the most stable in the standing position when it's so straight. But sitting on a chair, it's always here, right? So your muscles remember in this position. So some muscles are too contracted, some muscles are too extended, and then they remember as it is. So when you actually try to run, lots of people start running like this when these muscles are still contracted. That's how you start using quad muscles. So we're gonna do lots of hip opening muscles to activate the glute muscles towards the end of our session. If you have any questions, please let me know anytime. Feel free to give me raise your hand, wave, question. If you are not getting it, please let me know anytime. Alrighty, I'm gonna show you the anatomy thing later again. We're gonna do this. So first of all, we're gonna release with the quads. Start with the quads release. Get the foam roller and lie down on your stomach first, and then put the front thigh. Let's start with a few centimeters lower than your hip joint. And then we're going to start with both legs on the roller. Back and forth, back and forth. This is a releasing session. Some people just go like this so quick, but it's better not to be quick, nice and slow. Or some people even say you don't have to move. And then start bringing it lower to your knees. And then just slowly. It's like a roller machine. When there's a construction on the road, slowly. If this is too painful, you might be using a roller that is too hard for you. So get a softer one, or you can put the cushion underneath. Not like more the pain is better. Be nice. This is a nice gentle session. And just about 30 seconds to 1 minute. Do that. And then relax. Now we did just this part. But quads means 4. And then there are 4 muscles, big muscles in here. That's the biggest muscles in your body. And then you did this side, but also there's muscles on this side, and then there's another one underneath. Those 4 quads muscles. You can see it here. So we did just this side. Next one is going to be more like the outside. There's so many different muscles on this side as well. And to do that, this time, lie down on your side and then put the roller under here. And then elbows on the floor, and you're going to go back and forth again. If you put both legs like this, it's going to be a little bit too much for most of people. So I would recommend to put one foot in the front. And then use this leg to change the amount of weight that goes onto the roller. So just go like this. If this is too painful, which I guess most of people are feeling, feel free to use the softer one or put the cushion. If it's a first time doing this, you might feel a little bit bruised tomorrow, and that is normal if it's a first time. So actually some people get bruised, but first time it's quite common. And wait until, if that happens, wait until the muscles start getting softer again, and then do that again, and next time it's not going to feel as tight as the first time. And just like that. And then release. We're going to do the other side. The key is not to do it too much. And when you're excited about those new exercises, I feel like lots of people want to do it like a lot to feel like it's working, but with a foam roller, it's not more the better. Somewhere in the middle is good. That's why 30 seconds to 1 minute would be good. We're going to just do one set of each set, each areas. That is because I don't want you to do too much. If you feel like you want to do more, feel free to do it, but it's a first time. If it's a first time, I think it's better to take it easy. And then relax. You can see the comment. Could you please save this live? It's been already so helpful. Oh, thank you. Yes, it's saved in archive. And this is actually the 3rd live session. And then it's already saved on my, what do you call it? The Instagram account. So you can go back and have a look at the whole class. And then also I'm gonna upload shorter version of it as well. It's gonna come out probably on Friday. So you can have a look at it if you don't have time. And all right, now we're gonna do the inside. Inside actually is quite interesting. I'm gonna show you the structure again. Da 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 dun dun dun. look at this. So inside of your knees, people call it inner thighs, and then people want to have the inner thigh gap, right? You can see that there are so many muscles here. And then it goes from your pelvic bone to all the way to your shin. So when you think about releasing quads, but inner thigh, you gotta think about releasing from the bottom of your knee to all the way up to the groin. We're gonna just do around mid part today. But if you have plenty of time, you can do a whole section here. But I sometimes do this when I'm watching a movie, and then movie is like 1.5 hours, right? I just keep doing the roller from the bottom of my body to all the way up, and in 1.5 hours, it's just, it passes so quickly. So if you get used to it, you can do that too. So this one, you can put it on the floor, and then your belly button faces down. Bring the right knee towards the front, and then put the roller under your thigh. And then you're gonna bring it to the side way rather than back and forth. If you find it easier to keep your knee straight, do that. If bent is better, do that. The joints, the shape of the joints, or where the muscles are connected to, are different from person to person. So you gotta find your best angle. And also depends on what you did yesterday or for the past week. The tightest part of the muscles are different. So whenever you do the roller, it's like a kind of conditioning or assessment of what you did for the past few days. What did I do? Why is it so tight? Why is it different from last time? And then you can, that's a good time to face your body. That's how you can keep yourself under control, and then also you can feel grounded because you know what to do with your body when there's something wrong with it. Okay, nice. And then let's switch side. I'm not actually counting 30 seconds or 1 minute, it's just my body clock. Mine is, right side is tighter. Could be because I've been lying down on my right side these days. It's my favorite side. And then probably I'm standing on the right side when I'm brushing my teeth these days. I've been thinking why my right inner thigh is tighter. What about yours? Do you stand on your right leg when you brush your teeth? This is a weirdest question. Not so many people have asked you. Nice. And then relax. So that's, we did 1, 2, and then 3. 3 different dimensions. If you want to have the 2 rounds, feel free to do so. And what's gonna say? Yes, so when I have sessions, I always ask my clients what they do and in their daily life, because what I can see that is like only during the session, which is 45 minutes or 1 hour of the week, but I want to see what they do in their daily life, so I can see why those muscles are tight, why those muscles are doing this. And then one of the questions is, it's so weird. When you wear pants, when you're getting ready in the morning, which leg do you start putting in first? And is it always the same? And is it same as when you go upstairs? For me, it's always the right leg. When I go upstairs as well, it's always the right leg. What about you? Have you thought about it? People call me weird, but there's, when you think about it, you can just, and you realize things that you didn't know about yourself. And I think it's quite cool. Okay, so that was the releasing of the quads. Now we're gonna start stretching those inner thighs and then muscles around here, so your hip bone can move a lot, hip joints can move a lot better. Okay, let's do this together. We don't need anything, we just need a bit of space here. From here, you're gonna go all the way down, feel the stretch here, and then you're gonna twist all the way 90 degrees. Your belly button faces towards the side. Push these joints down to the floor and you can feel the stretch here. Squeeze the hips if you can, and you can feel even more stretch here. And then you're gonna bring it down again, feel the stretching in the thigh, and then come back, and then you're gonna do towards the other side. If you feel too tight and you can't go all the way down, you can use the chair and do exactly the same thing. Go down and then towards side, and then one thigh is on the chair, and then twist, push the hip joints down to the floor, feel the stretch here, and then come back. And then lean forward, you can feel more stretch in the front, sorry, in inner thigh, and then the other side. And then forward. I'm gonna do that without the chair. If you're using the chair, your aim is to do that on the floor. Down, twist, hook, squeeze, down. Yep, I'm gonna do 10 times in total, all the way down. If you can, keep the heel nice and flat, so the heel touching the floor, if you can. I know this is quite hard for some people. You'll be surprised how tight those muscles are. And if you feel tight, it's quite normal because we don't have these movements working in the office. Hopefully you don't do this in the office. And stretch, squeeze, down, and last one. Let's go. Down, twist, keep the chest up if you can. And then come back. Relax. I'm getting warm. Let's have a break. So, hip joint is one of the most flexible joints. It's called, the type of the joint is called ball and socket joint. It literally shapes like this. This is the hip bone and this is the thigh bone. And it moves towards a different direction. It can twist as well. But in our daily life, it's always here. And when you're walking, maybe you're walking and opening up your legs, maybe this much at the most. But this joint is meant to open at 30 degrees towards backwards. We never use this in our daily life. So what we're trying to do in this exercise is to regain the range of motion that you used to do. You know, like how babies play with their toes, like this? As an adult, it's quite hard to do. Not that you should, I'm not saying that you should play with your toes, but the ability to be able to play with your toes is amazing. Alright, ready for the second round? Legs out. This time let's try and to do it a little bit deeper. All the way down. By deeper, I mean bring this hip joint closer to the floor. And then twist, keep the chest up, push the hip down, squeeze the hip, back, and the other side. Ooh, open up the chest, open up the hip joint. This is what I meant by hip opener. That's right. Nice. If the hip joint's not moving, your knee joints have to work harder, and that's the cause of your knee pain. As long as your hips are more mobile, your knees will feel happier. Down. Open up. You're getting used to it. The second half, I'm going to do that with a chair for people who are using a chair. Let's go. Push it down. And then lean forward. Feel the stretch in the inner thighs. And then forward. Push it down. And down. 3 more. Push. Squeeze the hip. Cool. This is like a sumo wrestler. Cool. Down. Last one. Cool. And cool. And then break. You can feel that this part is getting warmer. It's an unusual sensation if you haven't done any hip opening exercise these days. All right. Now, this part is released, this part is more mobile. What we need to do is activating the glutes, so this one can work harder to protect the knees. What we're gonna do is, actually I put the roll there, but we don't need anything. We just need the floor. If your bum is a bit too painful on the floor, you can use a cushion. I want you to sit like this first. If this position is too hard, put the cushions under your bum so your hips can be elevated. Because this one is already quite a bit of opening for the hip joints. So bring your, is it showing you the opposite side? So show your right leg, bring it backwards, right behind you. So if you see me from this side, you can see that knee joint is quite close to the right behind the hip joint. If it's here, it's not opening yet. So bring the hip joint open as much as you can do, and your belly button is gonna face the other way. You can already feel the squeeze here, and then from here, what we're gonna do is bringing your foot up. What we're trying to do is moving this hip joint to move the whole leg, twisting it. And when you twist it, you can feel the squeeze here. If you feel the squeeze here, that means your knee's here. So bring your hip, knee back, and then 10 times. 2, 3, 4. Think about using that ball socket joint. We're twisting it. Boom. Oh. Twist. Twist. And 10 times. We're gonna do another 10, but another 10 is the whole leg. You're gonna lift your leg up. You might not be able to see it. I'm gonna just lower it down, the camera a little bit. Just a little bit. So, from here, the whole leg up. And you can feel like this part. If you're feeling here too much, that means your lower back is tight, and then your lower back is trying to do the job that your bum is supposed to do. So you might need the lower back release after this session. That's up. Whole leg without swinging your upper body if you can. 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. And relax. You can feel it here. Switch side. Bring the knee back, chest forward, face the other way, and then just your foot. Twist, twist. 6, twist. Feel it here. Boom. Yes. And second half, let's go whole leg. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Relax. So the muscles here, up here, are called glute medius. Glute medius is supposed to be supporting the upper body when you're standing. But if your hip joint is bent like this, you can't really use those muscles. You might be using those muscles here, but not much here. So what we're doing today is to use muscles in a way that you never use in your daily life. That's why your muscles feel a little bit surprised. All right, let's do this other side again. We're gonna just do 2 sets, not 3. So if you feel like, oh my God, it's burning, relax. This is the last one. 4, 5, 6, 7, shoulders down, 8, 9, 10. Let's do the whole leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Switch side. Let's do the last bit. Knees back, hips forward, and then twist, twist, straight, starting from the hip joint. 4, 5. It's different from this move. This is not doing much. Twist, twist. That one. And let's go, whole leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Amazing. Well done. So we did quads release, hip joint mobility, and then also hip muscles activation. When you do lots of exercise classes or YouTube video exercise classes, lots of instructors focus on the quad muscles. That's because they're the biggest muscles, and then if you use them, it's most efficient to burn more calories. But it makes sense. People don't do exercise as much, and then it's important to think what's the most efficient way to burn more calories. But exercise is more than just calories, because if you look at your daily life, you're sitting on a chair for a long time, your quads are working a lot harder. If you work on quads again and again and again and again, your quads get massive, and then they can make it look a bit bulky. And then it's not just because of how it looks, but also it affects the other joints functions. And then knee pain is one of the reasons you have that was one of the consequences that you can have from training or using quads too much instead of the glutes. So what we did today was a glute activation. Now your hip joints are more open, and then glutes are working. This one is released, so it's nicer for the knees. So now is a bit best timing if you want to go for a walk, and then you can think about using glutes when you're walking. Bigger strides, and then open up the hip joints. If you want to do exercise, if you want to go for a run, now is the best time, because now your hip joints are open and it's ready to be used here instead of here. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm going to hang around a little bit more. And I always talk with my clients, like, what would be the best sports exercise you can do? And then I know there are 3 best exercises that I'm pretty sure, like looking at how people move. People who done swimming, yoga, and gymnastics, those 3, they have the best alignment after they grow up. Because swimming, you move your legs this way and then your arms are moving this way. and we don't have it in our daily life. Yoga is something similar. You do lots of, you stand and then keep moving around in a way that you don't do in the office. And in gymnastics, I don't have to say, it's such a beautiful sport. You can use your muscles in a different way from this. So those three, I think after, as an adult, it's easier to do swimming and then yoga rather than gymnastics. But I'm just saying, if I get kids in the future, gymnastics, swimming, probably yoga, those three are the ones that I will definitely get them try at least, because it's got such benefits for the body after they grow up. That's the kind of talk I talk with my clients all the time. I keep thinking about and how human body works. So, and if you have any questions, if you have any findings looking at people in your town, please let me know, because I love questions. I love new findings. It's quite exciting to see how, each body is different, and then how everyone has different backgrounds, and then that's the body today is showing how they lived up until today. So yeah, have a look, go around the city today, and then have a look, and then wonder what kind of exercises has this person done. All right, next person, what kind of exercise? Why is he standing like this? Why is she standing like this? Why is she standing like this? Something to think about. Anyway, that's today's session. Thank you for joining me. Next session is Saturday, 4 p.m. in New Zealand, 12 o'clock, lunchtime in Japan. I'm going to do some posture exercises again. Bring your foam roller and then chair, and then probably exercise band as well. Thank you, Mickey, for that. It's an awesome session. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm looking forward to seeing you on Saturday. Have a great day. Have a great afternoon. Bye.